When I came to the United States, I was having problem having kids. Fortunately, when I have Thaduba, it was diagnosed with sickle cell, which was where I come from. They said there is no cure. So it troubles me a lot. We've been in the hospital back and forth, and it's like no hope. I don't know when I find myself in the hospital. I don't know when it'll be playing, and all of a sudden it's just like that. There came a time when he just started bleeding and just bleeding and bleeding, and the doctors don't even know where the bleeding is coming from. They did all kind of tests, and they don't know until I finally took him to the OR, and they noticed there blood sickles around his kidneys. And now they're thinking about a bone marrow transplant, which was really a storm before my face. And I remember the doctor told me it's a 25% chance to get a match. And I cried a lot. But I thank God for Dr. Scott that referred me to Dr. Margolis and the teaching starts. And now we start to see how we're going to get a match. I gave myself up. They tested me. I was not a match. My husband came forth. He was not. So they gave me the kit to go home and see if I can test my little boy.
But when this great opportunity came up for him to have his bone marrow transplant, it was a great relief for me. You know, I appreciate it. It got to a point where I was praying with the hope that he will be healed. You know, God will heal him without him going through all this and everything.
Sembehka was a perfect match for his brother.
Wow.
Now it's time for me to see Dr. Margolis. So we start working together, you know, the teaching start. It was really scary at first, but it's not like exactly what he told me when the thing started actually.
So when he was called upon to donate, to be the donor for his brother, I asked him, I said, you want to do it? He said, oh yeah, that's my brother, I have to do it. You know, so I was like, wow, where are all these words coming from, you know, from that 6-year-old? He was 5 at the time. So we prayed about it. My wife went and talked to Dr. Margolis about it. And she came back and said, you need to go talk to him. And I said, okay. So I went there, and he said, wow, so you finally show up. You know, I said, yeah, well, you know, sometimes you just got to put everything down and let, you know, God do what he has to do.
The time for the transplant, you know, it was a really scary, but I still believe everything is going to be okay. And at this moment, I just want to thank God and thank Dr. Margolis and all his teams. And today, my baby is declared a sickle cell-free child. And I just want to get the opportunity to tell other parents and let them know it's not yet over. There is still an answer to every disease or any cure. There is an answer to it. And after his transplant, I think a couple days after his transplant, he was hungry. And he ordered nachos and jalapeno peppers, and and he was eating. You know, Dr. Margolis was like, oh my God, you are the first transplant kid I ever have eating nachos and jalapeno pepper at this time. So later on, I know the support came from MACC Fund. So I was so pleased and I was so happy, and I want to thank God. Because when I'm seeing the bills, I wonder what I would have done.
Just like my wife said, when we received the bill and everything, and we were thinking, what are we going to do? You know, and then we heard about the MACC Fund. And I was telling my wife, I said, you know what, one thing that I think I have to do is to pray so that people will be able to have the willing heart to support, to donate to the MACC Fund. Yeah, so that the MACC Fund will be able to grow.